Hello, this is Katie. Welcome back to my channel. I'm working on Christmas card series card number 3. I'm going to be using Penguin Pals by Pretty Pink Posh. I have sped this up probably about 3 times versus 2 because it would just ended up very long. So I'm going to start out coloring. I'm going to use Spectrum Noir markers, my new Ohuhu markers, and a few Copics. So I'm kind of mixing all of them in. The coloring in particular took a while, so I'm going to just speed all of this up by a lot. So I am completely casing a card by a Pretty Pink Posh design team member named Angelica Conrad. I will tag her in my Instagram photo because I loved it so much. I think the only different thing is a sentiment that I use, which is from a Hello Bluebird set I will show you. But I thought it was just too cute. And I essentially had the pieces to make it. I think I showed you the little pine leafy pieces, the die cuts I just cut out of green cardstock. And we'll be altering those later, so I will show you. I end up having kind of an issue with my Spectrum Noir. So when I go over the darker color, I was trying to blend it out, and maybe the colors were just too far apart from each other. I don't know, and this just happens with some alcohol markers, maybe more of the cheap ones than the more expensive ones. I've noticed with the Michaels brand, I think it's Artist's Loft, I'm not sure. When you color over the darker one, it just kind of sucks all the dark out of it, and so it just looked a little splotchy. But in the end, when the card is all put together, I realized that I'm not going to be noticing it as much as I am right now. So that's okay. But I am really loving the Ohuhu markers. I use that for the red and the green on this card. And they're just lovely. So they need to come out with more brush tip colors. I would appreciate that. And I think the 72 brush tip set is a great set if you want to start an alcohol marker collection, but you want to work on a cheaper set or more cost effective than Copics, then I'd say they're a great start. And then here I was just picking the Copic over the other one. It was a little bit lighter to just give some shading. And then I'm going to use the colorless blender to blend that shading out just so it's not so stark. And then I'm doing their cheeks now. For some reason, I just like stutter stepped my pen and gave him 2 pink dots instead. And then I'm using 2 of the orange Ohuhus to fill in the orange areas. I realize, I don't know, penguin feet probably aren't orange. I just like how it stands out. Every bird feet and beak are orange when I'm coloring, so it looks fine for me. I almost missed that guy's little foot. So then I'm using R2 and R1 for the reds. So the Santa hats are going to be red. And then 2 of these bigger fluffy hats are going to be red with green tops and then green with a red top. So I'm just doing the red top on the 3rd one now. And then blending this out. And I do pause for some of the coloring just because it was, the video is getting very long, because I do on the scarves and the hat bottoms, I do alternating green and red with blending dark to light. So it was taking quite a while. So I just wanted to save some time. I was just doing the same thing over and over. So I didn't think you need to see that. And that's what I'm doing here. These markers, though, are so nice. The brush tip is perfect. It is so pointy, and you can just get right into where you need to color. And they also blend very nicely. But again, more colors would help. There are a couple, 2 color blends that it definitely has. Like this red and this green combo I really like. And there are definitely probably some colors I probably wouldn't use in the set as well. But since they come in a set, you get what you get. So I was just showing you, I saved some time on coloring those, and then I actually missed some of the red and I went out of the line there, so I fixed that. And then I die cut those guys out and I'm going to set them aside. So now I'm going to be using from Really Rainbow Christmas from Lawn Fun, the background. I'm pretty sure this is the same background Angelica used for most of the card. And then I have just a black strip. I didn't measure it, just thin black strip, but I'm going to end up putting that on top of the blue because I still need room. Holiday Flurries is the set I got the sentiment from by Hello Bluebird. I just really like that set. I'll have to make a snowflake card with it. So then I stamped the sentiment. I had enough room as long as I put the black strip on the blue pattern paper and not below it. So I'm just going to stick that down and wipe away excess glue and then set that aside. So then I have 9 of these. I don't remember whose dies these are, but it's like pine leaf. I bet you it's Hello Bluebird. I'm pretty sure it is. It's like comes like a pine cone or 2 and then 3 different sizes of this kind of stuff. So I just used some Distress ink, Mowed Lawn, and just to make the 3 of them just kind of darker at the top. And then these ones, I'm going to emboss some textured white embossing powder by Lawn Fun onto to make it look like snow. I've had this Versamark pen, which is essentially a Versamark watermark ink pad, but in pen form. I've had it for probably 10 years. This stuff never goes bad, but I feel like maybe I should have used the ink pad. So I noticed that I was sprinkling this on and the snow wasn't the snow. I'm just going to call it snow. It wasn't quite staying on. If I tapped it or set it down, some of it kind of fell off. I feel like I got enough snow out of it in the end. I didn't want to have to wipe it off, take my watermark ink pad and do this all over again. So I just kind of tried to keep as much textured white embossing powder as I could on there. I don't know if I show you me melting these, all 6 of these. I might, but it ended up working out. You can kind of see it as it melts and it just looks like snow on the little tree things. So I thought that was pretty cute. This is just one of those things when you're looking at a card or casing a card and you just kind of have to guess what they did. And if you've done enough techniques or things throughout making cards, then you kind of just have an idea. So I just went from a picture and sorted everything out. So I've matched everybody up to their hats, and I'm going to show you putting this background together. I end up kind of clumping it up towards the end, but one of the little branch thingies is going to hang off the right, and then I end up trimming off the excess, whatever fell off the side of the card, so it doesn't look too busy. But it does get, I probably could have gone with one less tree thing or, kind of pre-planned them better and then glued them down, or put a couple closer to each other in the beginning on the left. But it turned out cute either way. So as soon as I finish sticking these down, and then the other one, I try and like slide in a little bit, and then I end up trimming off the tips at the end. I'm going to stick a few of these guys up on foam tape, and then one of them just glue him down to the tree things, the background essentially. So I've trimmed those off, and then because it was kind of still moving off of the card because it was wiggling, I just added some glue behind it a little higher up so that it would stay down. And then I actually still needed to glue the hats onto these guys, so that they were all one piece and I could stick them down. And I didn't want to get glue all over my work surface, so I was trying to keep that clean. I really like the Art Glitter Glue. It's pretty much, I would compare it to the Nuvo white glue that dries clear. I wouldn't quite compare it to Glossy Accents because I feel like Nuvo in this one, when they dry clear, wouldn't quite look the same as Glossy Accents dried clear. So I would compare this glue to the Nuvo glue. But I really like that one too. I think it's just in my card class bag, so I didn't have it handy, but I really like the art glitter glue and the metal tip and the pointy tip and everything about that. And keeping the pin in it has been going well for clogging, so it hasn't clogged yet. So then I'm just using my wide foam tape, which is pretty much covers the whole back of these guys, and it lifts them up enough so I can stick them down. And then the last part that I'm going to do are some white accents. And then right here, when I was pushing them down, I had something on my finger like glue or something. And I got it on his belly and I was so sad. So I did my best, you can see my hair, to cover it up with white pen. I think it looks okay in like the picture that I took, but I can definitely see that in person. So that made me kind of sad, but that's okay. So I'm just adding random white accents to all of these little guys, making sure I don't miss any. And that is card number 3 in my Christmas card series. I'm hoping to have a lot of time to do a lot more because I really like going through all my Christmas sets and finding the ones that I like. So that is card number 3. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.